Hello everyone. I just want to take us through some series of events to talk about the fact that at the end of the day, dear citizens, ordinary citizens, it is each other we have. It is each other we have. In 2014, President Muhammadu Buhari, then he was presidential aspirant, he was attacked by terrorists. He survived. Why did he survive? He was in a bulletproof vehicle. There were others who died around. There were people who lost their lives in that bomb blast. That bomb blast happened in Kaduna, in an area called Kawu. Why am I saying this? There have been so many. Yesterday also there was an assassination attempt. But those who were in a bulletproof vehicle, they survived. The others who weren't, they died. Some few weeks ago, there was another assassination attempt. Those who were in bulletproof vehicles, they survived. Those who weren't, they died. In 2014, a young girl at the Unity Fountain said to us, since she was around 5 years old. No, she wasn't the one that said it. It was her father that was recounting it. He said they were going to school, and then before in the morning they were praying. And you know, of course then prayer, oh God, protect us from the bombing and all of that. And the girl looked at her dad and she said, prayers don't stop bullets. So when the dad was recounting it to us, we were like, it's true. Prayers don't stop bullets. It is using what God has given us, that God-given thing, that you can use to stop those bullets. And that's why you have people who are in bulletproof vehicle. They are saved. Likewise, when there is sickness, those who fly abroad and are able to get good quality healthcare system, the best of healthcare system that money can afford, what happens? They survive. During COVID-19, the rich also started dying. What was the main difference? They couldn't access that quality healthcare that they would ordinarily fly and get there. All it needs is a private jet. They can afford private jet. They go there. You and I that cannot afford private jet, what do we have? What do we have? For some of us, we can look for friends that will rally around us and donate money. Or we come on social media, we will do GoFundMe or all of that. People will donate money. But what about those who are in remote places, who have never heard of social media or GoFundMe? What happens to them? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. Buhari was sick for a very long time in this country. He went to UK. He accessed the best of medical care. And he came back well. It wasn't his time. But if it was an old man in a village that had the same thing that Buhari had, we would have since buried him and said, oh, it was his time. Is it only the time of poor people or the time of ordinary citizens that come so quickly? Is it fair that there are few who have access to protect themselves, or have access to get good healthcare system or good education? Is it fair? Is it fair? And yet, Nigeria is blessed enough to have everything that will be okay for everyone. When the president went to UK to access good healthcare, he forgot that even the poorest of the person in UK have access to that good healthcare. And you will think that when he came back here, he will say, Kai, what can I do so that somebody that will have the same sickness that I have will be able to get something? No empathy. For the person who escaped in a bulletproof vehicle, is he saying what can he do to ensure the other person? For those who are not public officials, there's no obligation on them. This is on those who were voted into office. That's where the obligation lies. The other ones, they can only have empathy. But what are we doing to ensure that our lives also are protected? That for those of us who do not have bulletproof vehicles, what is the value of our life? What value is the government placing on it? What value are you placing on your own life? It's a question you must answer. And it's a very important question. I will end here by saying to us, yesterday's victims were once survivors. Those who died yesterday, once upon a time when other people were killed, they were survivors. Today's victims were yesterday's survivors. Those who have died today or are going to die today, yesterday, when others died, they were survivors. Tomorrow's victims are today's survivors. The people who are survivors today, who are saying, thank God I survived, they're going to be tomorrow's victims. The question I always ask is, who is next? The victim card in Nigeria is going round. Being a victim in Nigeria is no longer a matter of if. It's a matter of when. It has become Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited. Those who have been killed before will not be killed again. They've already died. The next to be killed are you and I, who are alive. You may say, God forbid. The last victim once said, God forbid. God will not do for us what he has given us the capacity for us to do for ourselves. We must use what God has given us to do it for ourselves. And if we do nothing, the government will continue to abdicate its responsibility. We have an enabling environment to abdicate its responsibilities. And the killers, they will continue to be emboldened to do more. When people go out of this country, they feel safe. Not because crime don't happen there, not that killings don't happen there. They do. But when they happen, they go after them. Those killers, no matter how long it takes, and they will bring them to justice. And they ensure they prevent the next one happening. Here we look, we cry, we say God, and we do nothing. We just sit down like sitting ducks, waiting for the next attack.